you're done.
Boom.
Go is like that.
Boom.
Just boom and done.
Yeah, go is like that. If you just cut me.
We like that. Well, I'm not good at that.
No,
so.
Romeo. No, for real. Romeo and Juliet.
If I went here,
yeah,
you could go here or here, and I'd be like, ah! And I'd have to go the way that you told me.
Okay, what about the other areas?
The other way is jumping in here. What would you do? You go here or here, and I'd be like, ah!
But yeah, that's
And I could go
if
here.
If I even do that.
And I'm here, and I am immediately dead.
Oh, that's the bad one.
That's
the bad one. Okay, I can get you there.
That's not fine.
But those other moves, I don't even know what you're talking about. Thank you for letting me know, but I think I know. I think I know.
Okay. So okay, well that's dead. I think. I don't know. Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh my god! I call that
camera. So distracted. Oh no! You talk to me too much.
That was all his master plan.
You are such a jerk.
Yes. See, you gotta see him.
I can't believe that just happened.
I can't believe that happened. Comment section. Let me know.
Fuck off.
So if you've seen the previous video, then you know who they are. But if you haven't, then I'll introduce them real quick. Mary in the back, she is a revenue accountant supervisor or manager. Yep. And Freddie here is not only a college professor, programmer, he's also a game developer who created Killer Jin on Steam, which is a game that I put some artwork into, but he did everything else. So anyway, we're just going to review the game. This was really fun watching.
I mean, I think even in the review, you're going to see that Jedi Mind Trick. It's going to be amazing.
No, it's not.
So we'll go over some the game and principles. And so this would be a little more serious than the actual video was. But anyway, we'll go on. So this move is really high. I'm sure it's fine for now, but the idea is that it's 5 spaces up, so it's easily invadable. Whereas this move you see over here is only 3 spaces up, so you can see it's very secure in making territory or framework.
I do what I do.
So, but I think it's still okay for the 9x9 board. A lot of it's fighting, so this is fine for now. This move is very slow. It's called the one jump. If you didn't know, Freddie, I might have showed you this it's over 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's a one jump.
But essentially, it's making like not too many points, so it's a very slow move. Very strong though. It's hard to disconnect.
I like to be strong.
So, yeah, this move, little strange. I don't feel like it's building a lot of points, and it looks a little weird. But it is a knight's move connection. So the large knight move between these 2 stones.
I thought I was containing him.
The only thing now, fair enough, and we'll talk about that because you do. But then once again, this is like 6 spaces high, so you can't expect territory here easily because it's so high off the ground that when black places a stone to invade, it's very difficult for white to capture black here. So that'll show up later in the game. For now, Freddie played another one jump, which is an attachment. Attachments, especially early in the game, usually I consider are bad because it gives white the chance to move first in the fight. So it makes white stronger. So white could now even come back and like fix white's mistake and like play something.
That would have been a great idea.
Yeah, but it is natural to play here because usually when you get touched like this, you want to extend and become strong.
Touch back.
Yeah, because essentially you lost the liberty here, so this is the time to... I'll cut this. Somebody's alarm.
It's pretty.
Raise alarm. You want to shut off the
alarm?
alarm?
It stopped.
I think it snoozed it, but you might want to shut it off. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if there's a stop to it.
What's the alarm for? Something going on.
I feel like I have a 9. Oh wait, this is way past that.
Alright. Okay. So yes, once Freddy touched her stone, it's natural and a good move to extend and get strong. And this also breaks the tiger's mouth. So if white did come back here, black can make a tiger's mouth. The shape is like very strong. White loses 2 liberties, so it gets weak. So this is a good move for black. So breaking the tiger's mouth is actually a good move, so I didn't mind it. I just wanted to bring up the other options that she could have like come back to fix some of her weakness.
Sure not being my move.
So this is called what I would call a peep. Do you guys know what the peep is?
Yeah, because I'm peeking as opening there.
Right, and I think even in the video you mentioned it, Freddy, that if she had one more move, she could break you apart.
That's Romeo and Juliet. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Splitting
like
me.
that.
Cross lovers. Yeah. Usually I have it as a different shape, but that's still like the good idea. This is usually the Romeo Juliet. So you can see that two lovers now split.
I'm really split. I'm effed.
But in the real game, you could, if it helps you remind you that staying connected is good, then you can consider this still Romeo and Juliet. Yeah. The difference is that black can still try to connect under.
I just feel like if she went between me like that, it really put me at a disadvantage, and I think I wanted to mitigate that. Like I didn't want that to happen.
It would. She can Atari you here, and then she can get a guaranteed kill here, and then this is in danger too. So this would have been really bad. So when your opponent peeps you, when a peep is like trying to break through your fortifications, it's usually 9 times out of 10 a good idea to block.
That's what I did. What I did.
Yeah, that's what happened in the game.
Yeah.
So Freddy's doing good.
I tried.
This move is too slow right now.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So once again,
That's why she's sitting in the back.
Yeah. But Mary, now that you have an idea of what I kind of gave away, what do you think you should do?
H6?
Over here, H6. This is very pressuring. It's not a bad move, but the idea is you're still just way too high. So the idea is that black has very solid territory. So if you play a high move like this, it gives black the option to invade. And if black can live here, then white has no chance of winning this game. Right?
Yeah.
That early? You can make that...
If black lives here, we would have to go through variations.
I have to let them live. But...
I could see it being very difficult to kill black in this situation. No matter which way
you have half the board.
Yeah, no matter which way you try and pressure black, black's gonna make enough room to make eyes. So you could even play something like this. But you can see that making these tiger mouths or diagonals is creating eyes very quickly.
Oh.
So just that idea that white is so high up on the board here, it makes it very easy for black to invade.
So B3?
Yeah, I would say something like this, or even like this maybe. It looks a little awkward, because in Go you usually don't like come back, right? And the reason that it looks awkward and why I say you usually don't come back like this is because most of the time people don't play this high, like without making like some type of formation of points. Usually people start in the corners, and then they'll work on the sides.
I have to play very high. Yeah, I can.
Although I will say playing Katago a lot, Katago at level 1 can be roughly 4 dan to 9 dan. This is Katago's favorite opening, but this is as black. It's not Katago's favorite opening as white. So that's something to keep in mind. Either way, we'll move on. So the idea is that you're just really high up, so it's very easy to get invaded. So
I eventually decided to do that.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So this move, ideally, is too slow. It's on the loser line. Do you remember the second line, the loser line?
Yeah, it wasn't the last one, and I didn't know if he would make the right move against it, so that's why I did it.
Gotcha. I think even in the video, Freddie was mentioning that he didn't want to play like on the loser line.
Like I remember those.
Which means that I would get around him. That's what that means.
But he played it anyway because he figured that you would have to come back and cover. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. Because he was very close to highlighting this stone, which would have been instant death.
Right? Yeah. I made that mistake before.
He was very close to coming at me. I would have loved that.
I know. I was like, I remember that. I remember doing mistakes like that. And you learn from your mistakes, you know? So that's why I did what I did. That's why I do what I do.
This is technically a slow move. Right now, there's bigger parts of the game. So a good principle to remember is to always be looking for the biggest moves. With this move, there's no way white can kill it like easily. So, and even if it did kill it, it's a very small area of the board. So what you should be focusing on is the next biggest move, which in my opinion would be something like this. Maybe even pressure here. Because if white was to block, now you could connect very easy.
Oh,
what?
Jesus. I just have so much more now.
If white blocks or does anything of that nature, then black can now run away and make space for eyes. So,
that's what I was going to ask.
You know, so I would have considered here or here. The most conservative is here, but I don't think you're playing a winning game like this unless you still think you can survive with the invasion, which is quite possible. So maybe this is the, you know, playing conservatively is the correct way. But the idea is that this move here, first of all, it's in a small area, so it's not worth a lot of points. And then second of all, it's not in any danger. Like if black played somewhere else and white attacked, you can still move. You can still connect anywhere, right? So there's no danger here. So this move is like a useless move in a way at this time.
Yeah.
Even this actually defends it in a more active way. As you can see, you made 2 extra points, and this is still safe, right? Like this cutting point is nothing. So, but this is endgame. Once again, it's playing like on the loser line or the ground.
Stupid.
So you want to focus on the bigger points. The only reason I didn't have a problem with this one is because it does have a defect here. Though white could still ignore it because it's only 1 stone. And let's say black takes it. White can force black to take it, and then she can take the biggest spots. You can see white has a winning game right now. Like, there's some defects here, but I'm just showing, you know, the idea of how small this area is. And so that's why the bigger areas are the more important areas to play.
Makes sense.
But we'll move on. So,
how's your water?
My water is fantastic.
So this is okay. I think we've already stressed how important it is to.
Yeah, I should have gone back.
Yeah, because you're just too high. Yeah. So I won't dawdle on this much longer. It's not a bad move, but you're too high up.
Again, so. I could have gone down, and
this was a mistake. What did you guys say about this mistake?
Count your liberties.
Yeah.
Wait, that one?
Yeah. So when white played here, how many liberties does black have?
Well, the one did she kill that?
This one, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Well, how many liberties does it have?
I always has 1. I don't.
Right.
She killed it.
Yep.
You're ruthless. You're ruthless.
I got that.
So making those mistakes, counting liberties. I made a mistake.
Yeah. So this is when you kind of woke up. You're all remembered your training. You're like,
we're playing Go here. Okay. Okay. So
white defended, and you saw through, which is good, that there's 3 cutting points, a lot of defects. So fortunately, you played one of the best moves you could.
Yeah.
Because now these defects are worthless.
It was guaranteed kill if you didn't.
Because as you can see, if white plays here, if white plays here, you can kill it, right?
Totally. Oops. I totally saw all I totally saw all that.
Mm-hmm.
I totally saw all that.
And so, see, all these moves here are dead. Vice versa if you play here.
I stopped going that way.
Right? Like, all these moves are dead.
Totally. Totally saw that.
Totally saw it.
Totally. I saw it in the T.
So this was the perfect move. Another move you could consider is the double tiger's mouth. You can see that it makes that tiger mouth shape.
I like that. Good to know.
So this is nice.
Is it better?
They're both good. I like this one kind of better.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine. We'll move on from that. You played here. This is okay. Obviously, you're blocking your opponent at every turn. So the idea is good in theory because you're making more territory. Like right now, white has a winning game, right? White has all the biggest points and Comey. So this type of move, that is pretty good. The idea is here, like even all the way here, like you're trying to block off black and make them small. So that idea is correct, but it's just
too high.
Yeah, it's too high. In this move is too slow. Remember, black should consider instead taking bigger points because black is losing actually, right? And technically, right now, black has the smaller amount of points.
Yeah, I felt that. I definitely felt that.
The pressure.
I felt the pressure. Yeah. Is that your move or my move?
So this was your move.
It's moved too good. It's definitely not my move.
And this was good. Your end game, you guys have learned from a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, because like you're blocking all the end game correctly. Like this move, if black got a move here, obviously it'd be devastating, right? So white knew to play here, so that was really good. And then same over here when black attacked, white knew to guard. So you guys do really well on the edge of the board. You're past the point of making like 30 Q mistakes on the board, so that's good.
No, there's a dumb one coming.
So this move,
high praise.
So this move is on the 3/3, and I think you mentioned when you were talking that like this move can't be killed.
I did that right.
I said that. Okay, if you do it correctly, he said that you can't lose on that line if you.
So here's the real truth. Because white is so strong here, it can lose, and in fact it did. And then Freddy won by deception.
Jedi mind trick, baby, Star Wars.
But
let me know in the comments.
The idea is that like if white had a stone here and these white stones weren't here, then yes, it can't be killed easily, right? But the difference in this game was white had all this strength, all this influence.
Very strong.
So my advice, once again, I mentioned this earlier in the review, is not to touch your opponent. So once you touch your opponent, it gives your opponent a chance to strengthen. He did not, and that's why he failed.
Yes, that was a bad move.
But if he just attacked properly, right now, white's in danger. So if...
My question is, see how it's below white, which gives strength, because white is that way? Would it be better to attack on a different direction?
Like this one?
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
That kind of separates white.
Here's the thing. White here is black here is extremely weak. He's in a white neighborhood, an all-white neighborhood. Like, black is
you
friendless.
Went the right way. You went the right way.
And so the focus isn't to be fighting here. Because this is where white's strength is, right? So white can cut easily, and no matter what, that's double Atari, right?
Well, if you do the right moves.
You're effed up.
Any right move like keeps.
Oh, see now white connected with white, so it's over.
I'm just saying you effed up in my neighborhood, but you went the right way.
So the idea is that you want to focus on when you're invading and surrounded, you want to focus on making eyes as soon as possible, because if you make 2 eyes, you'll be able to live. So by playing closer to the ground, you're getting and attacking the stone. White really has like a few options, right? Like these are literally the only options that like really seems to be effective in this area, right? And every single one of these options gives black a chance to like make more eye space.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, that's what I gotta say about that. Is just the fact that this was
where should I have gone in response to his invasion?
Yeah, that's my move.
Okay, so I mentioned 2 things. 1, you shouldn't have touched him, right? And
don't touch him.
In 2,
6 feet, please.
In 2, black should have stayed focused on what he was doing instead of playing over here. This is not the focus of the game, right? Like this.
Well, I just felt like that prevented her from going up. So now it's mine.
Yeah.
So then I can think about doing like a little bit of living in eyeballs, which I'm not very good at, obviously.
But you can see even in her preventing this move is very small, right? This is only 1, 2, 3 point area, right? Whereas this is the game. This is whether you win or lose right here, right? So this shouldn't be the focus area. Then you should always stay focused on what you're doing, and like, because every time you play a move, it does something. Does that make sense? It emanates power, and like so you should keep focused on what your stone is doing, and what this stone is doing is trying to make a successful invasion, which means that you need to make eyes.
3 through 1, A through C. That's all yours right now.
So, and that's all I really have to say about it. I was surprised that like you played here and then you just ignored it.
I did good though. Right. Moving there is good.
Sorry, if he came into B3, where would you play?
Wait, why is this song messy?
Oh, right there. Go back 1 move.
Go back to my masterpiece.
Okay, I just want to get here. Okay.
Where would you go?
So I would try and cut off his routes to make eyes.
Yeah.
So
okay, no, that
maybe
totally
something
makes
like
sense.
this, or even here, or here, or here.
What?
Or
why
but
E3? That gives him more room to make eyes.
A3 seems bad.
E3 here.
Yeah, doesn't that give him more room to make eyes?
No.
Then D3.
A3 doesn't seem so great, but that one seems a lot better.
You couldn't play.
At least at D3, you could cut him off right away.
Even if you play like the most simplest game, right?
My normal game? Okay.
No, I'm simple. You calling me simple?
You could play, just break the ice in a shape.
All this is
he would capture you right there, so you can't play there.
It's okay to defend. It's okay to get captured because this is a false eye.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Sometimes beginner players are so hesitant, even lose one piece, one stone, and it ultimately, like, obviously handicaps you later. Just to think, like, oh my god, 1 stone, and you're trying so hard just not to lose that one. That obviously you use the war, not the battle. I mean, I know that's a thing, but that's still a thing. Obviously, still.
Yeah, you have these all this.
You're so
it's
smart
impressive.
At this
yeah,
game.
you have all these like.
You have all this knowledge and not very good use of it.
Yeah, brain is not very good. Sorry.
No,
it's
you
just
won
funny.
This game. You did good. You did good.
It's funny hearing my.
Crappy.
You remember what I said.
Yeah, a long time ago.
See, you took it. You took it.
So. Yeah,
because I did say F it.
White is alive here no matter what and can't connect. Black can't connect here. And eventually, even if you want to play it right now, see how this is a fake eye? There's no real eye because can be Atari.
Yeah.
Even if White lets it go, right? And Black even Ataris, right? Well, Black can't kill White. So eventually, this is going to get Atari'd and it's a false eye. So
I would have loved if it worked out.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. Happens to me a lot. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
That's why I was okay with losing this stone. But anyway, to go all the way back, the idea was not to touch Black because it allows him to get stronger. So if you just played on the outside, it's hard for Black to make life. Maybe if you play poorly, as I'm doing a little bit in this example, then you know, this could turn into a ko and whatnot. But like a move like this, again, I was thinking here because it looks a little strange. This
really
might not
up.
even. This...
So you're strong up, so to stop him from going down. That makes sense.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm trying to make some variations to see if this move's actually viable.
No.
I would think about it myself for a while, but
It
even
depends on his
showing
next
this
move,
move actually kills black. Like, I don't see black making
How does next
eyes.
to him not make sense, but E3 does make sense? That's what I don't understand.
So how does playing next to him?
Opposed to E3, why give him more room and then you can kill him?
So
but D3 doesn't.
When you press to him, right?
Yeah.
It's one move versus one move, and it's black's turn. That means black gets the quicker initiative. So
yeah,
now,
but even further away, he has the initiative, right?
Yeah, but you're like
I'm not limiting your liberties.
Yeah, white can what do you call it?
Become almost like proactive to his reaction.
He can cramp. White can cramp black so that black can't make enough room to make eyes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
not time to cramp yet. Okay.
Yeah, like this move is very brute force. I'm gonna take all your liberties and kill you, right?
Okay.
And then this move is kind of like, okay, I'm gonna make you so small that you can't live no matter what, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you can see I'm not really taking away his liberties. I'm just cramping him or surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm planting something where he can't make two eyes.
And one last thing, too, though, even adding to that, is more like connecting white, right? And like slowly, like, kind of limiting me, but also connecting. Because once she connects, a lot of the games when I lost, it's like I felt like they made a strong line, but then they connected it. And then once that happened, I was screwed. So it's like you're playing like it closer to the line as if you can kind of connect them, and once that power, all those liberties come into like one thing, I'm screwed.
And that's what it is. This is that influence. This is what I was telling you when I used the word influence. It's the power to be able to attack without having to worry about dying, right? Like these stones don't have to worry about getting killed. Remember when I showed you the variation where you Atari'd like this white stone? And it got let up, but it doesn't matter because it's like connected in a sense. So, anyway, we'll move on. It's very obviously it's advanced stuff. Black made a mistake here. White played here, which maybe to give you advice, you just want to stop him from making eye space.
Yeah, that would have been smarter. Yeah.
And as long as you stay strong, he can't. This isn't enough room to make eyes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if he Ataris you either way because you connect either way, right?
Yeah.
So, and if he tries to connect, you can block. If he plays here, you can Atari. Oh.
That's why I'm sitting up front.
So, I guess the good advice to making eyes and blocking eyes is to focus more on the underside. Remember how I said this underside helps you make life? But this underside doesn't because there's no life over here.
When you have a strong top, cut off their bottom. That makes sense.
I suppose. Go is very situational, so I don't want to generalize that. But yeah, in this case.
How many possible moves are there?
Yeah. Oh, so here's...
Lots.
Yeah, lots.
Well, that'd be atoms.
Yeah, on the 19 by 19. But here's a good tip. It's actually a proverb, a Go proverb. Play away from your strength. Play away from your strength.
Yes.
So this is playing super close to your strength.
Yeah.
No reason to do that. You can play away from your strength.
It can handle itself. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. And see how this becomes weak.
Then you want to connect it?
It can connect itself. One move and you're good.
There's no need to connect if you're never in danger.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
We'll move on. So this was in danger, so you connected. Good job.
Good job.
This was the wrong Atari. There's nothing here. All it does is strengthen white. And regardless if you Atari again, like weak, strong. So
super strong up top.
It looks like I'm gonna F you up, but I don't.
Yeah, I know. Something happened. Totally.
Something happened that
if we go back,
totally.
If we go back, there's 2 Ataris. So before you ever do Ataris, especially if there's 2 different ways, you should read out both of them and consider what's more better.
Mo better.
What's more beneficial? How about that?
If he goes to the right, then he can still have space downward, and all I can do is connect to my stuff up top. So he still has room down here.
Yeah, but again, I just feel like she's gonna connect her own power.
Right.
If she ever connects the bottom power to the top power, I'm screwed.
Yeah, but you have the top and the bottom.
Then I have to kill the whole mob. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole mob. It's so strong.
You have the whole top, and you're gonna have the whole bottom.
So this is where your mentality is wrong, Freddie. You're worried about. You said you have to kill now everything in order to win. You don't have to kill anything in order to win. You just have to. You already have all the points. Does white look like these points match these points?
Well, I just feel like if she connects her line to this line, then it's gonna get rid of this, and then she's gonna have all of it.
Well, see that's the wrong mentality to have. You don't worry about her getting connected, right? Just worry about pushing her, and then making eyes, right? Making room for eyes.
All I can do is like defend against it, and then you have more room than I.
I just feel like if you connect, it's like
You're
a monster or like
Keep thinking.
an organism that's really difficult to kill.
I think.
But you're 2 organisms versus 1.
In this variation.
2 versus 1, okay.
In this variation, I will say it's difficult to make eyes, and that's all because of this move. You needed to play more actively here. If you got the first move in, you wouldn't have had a problem. You know, I mean, well, you would have had a problem, but you know what I mean. You would have a better chance.
Yo, dude, I'm totally 30.
I let you do this. I let you win this.
Talk to me with some respect.
Because this variation, I think, actually would screw you.
Yeah, we totally have to get to what I did.
But you could play here, and it's just. But anyway, okay, we'll go back. So, because of this move, it all just makes it hard for black to live. We'll go on. This happens here. And you did Atari this? No, this is variation. So you played here. Okay. Now, I thought this was kind of interesting. White just has to play here, and now white has 3 liberties. And black has 2 liberties.
I was only looking at the top blacks, and if I Atari'd him on top, I would only have 2 liberties, and he would have only 2 liberties, and I would not be. It wasn't my turn, so I wasn't thinking of the bottom one.
I totally was anticipating everything.
And this is fine too. There's actually no wrong answer here.
Yeah, white wins either way if they're not an idiot. Yeah,
until there was.
Yo, I was.
So I was like, oh, I got this, so I can
plan,
wait.
bro. You didn't even understand.
I
was waiting for that. I knew it was coming. I did what I had to do. Did I mind trick? I was waiting for her to put the thing down. I did what I do.
He get on my trick.
Get on my
trick. I was waiting to take his stuff.
So this is a capture race, and white's in the lead. Black only has 1 move of death, and white has 2. Black played something.
Yeah, because I'm just holding it in my pocket.
Questionable.
Because it doesn't matter.
White could have just taken it now. But she answered here. And then you played here.
This is where
So this was kind of funny.
You have to watch.
This is where I'm gonna cry.
You have to watch the recording. It's amazing.
Okay, so just some for fun stuff though. I thought this would have been more beneficial, because if white took, you could connect under. But it's still not good enough. You'll still die if she plays properly. There's not enough room for 2 eyes. Only 1 eye. But I just like the squeeze. This is like called a squeeze because you're squeezing white for a good shape. So that's kind of fun. But in the real game, black played here. they were talking for a super long time about stuff that was about the game, but
White missed it.
And then White played here, so I'm sure all my viewers can see what the next move is, and the game swung in Freddy's favor.
Hugely. I didn't even know where I could do from here.
Yeah, they see it. It was so good.
I kept trying to plug away, and I couldn't win anything.
Totally part of my master plan. I don't think that would work if we totally weren't sitting next to each other, but since we were, I had to obviously take advantage of my situation, and I totally did, and it was absolutely... Gotta check it out.
So I could keep going, but I figure I can end it here. I'll just do a quick review.
So is that it? Is that in your brain? Like when you saw that happen, and I reacted to it, and you obviously reacted to it. Like when that happened, you're like, it's over. It's already over.
Yeah, because Black is 2 ahead at that point. So if you look, even though she played here, you played perfectly. Well, you played perfectly here because now there's no question that this is considered one big eye, and this will definitely lead to a second eye down here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so even though she played here, which is normally, if White had stones, you know, around, then this would be dead because you can't make 2 eyes, right? But even though White poked out the eyes, the double eyes here, there's still a second eye down here. So this is still considered 1-2. So the game was over at that point. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I saw what he's trying to do, and I thought it was a decent move given different circumstances. I was like, oh, that was a good move, but now I was like,
Taking that 3 changed everything. That's exactly where the game changed.
All right, so to add recall to our memory, we're gonna just do a very quick review of the game, but just the major points. So one, obviously, it's good to play in the corners. Although once again, Katago plays here, and like I have not been able to beat him yet, so we'll move on. It's funny that White plays here where the Katago plays, but White is behind a move, so I don't think it's nearly as good. Because now Black can really focus on like taking all the corners. Even if White came back to take 1 corner, Black can take 3 corners now. So, you know, it's just something to think about. So, one, I don't think it's a good move for White because it's high up on the 5th line. So it's very easy for Black to invade at any point, and White can have trouble making points, you know, faster than Black does. So yeah, with moving on the 5th line, it's just I don't think it's a good idea early in the game for White, but we'll move on. So Black played here. This is very slow. It's usually not a winning strategy. I think this gave White a chance to come back. Maybe she could have played something lower to try and make some points, or even just the shoulder hit here. Because if Black follows, this is actually how the game went.
Okay,
funny enough,
even though it's closer.
Yeah, what's funny is this is pretty much the exact same game in the reverse order. But it's something to think about because the idea is that if Black played somewhere else, you can cut him off from where he was going.
I just never went low. That's why I wound up losing. In both those examples.
Okay, so yeah, this was your move, and this was it's really high, and Black can take the corner very easy. So I don't really like it either. It does have a nice large Knights connection with this stone, but this is better suited if she was on the 3rd and 4th line compared to the 6th and 5th line. So this is the peep. This is a good shape to always remember. This breaks the tiger's mouth, so Black would have loved to have a move here because you can see how damaging it is.
It's always good for her to have done the peep.
Yes, yeah, it's a good move to break the tiger's mouth, and it peeps these stones because now White is 1 move away from really hurting you. So it's 9 times out of 10, it's usually pretty good to connect against the peep. If you can counterattack, it's better, but there's no counterattack here. White stone, but there's no counterattack here because White can break up your shape. So it was a great move that you connected the peep. this is too slow. Remember the loser line that I'm talking about. You try.
Loser's back there.
You try not to play too early on the lower lines. So line 1 and 2 aren't making a lot of points, and that's why they're not the focus of your opening. They're not the focus of the beginning of the game.
There's 10 moves, okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of places you can move to make a lot more points.
The thing is,
I
if
think
he
that's the
came
lesson
on
of this whole thing.
B6, I would then I feel like I would be forced to respond to. He went black. B6. If I went somewhere else, he went on B6.
If he played here. First of all, this is on the loser line, so it's not making a lot of points. Yeah. You could even just ignore it, I guess, if you really, really wanted to. But
I don't have
if you play here, how many liberties does black have?
You're right. You only has
Atari 5600 me.
Yeah, white would be able to kill very easily. So
I'm done.
You're right. You're right.
Maybe black would respond, and then maybe you could even defend.
Mount it.
But now you have
very
solid
strong
points. And whereas he's made 2 lines of territory, right?
That's very nice.
You've made 3 in 4 in this area. So you're making more lines of territory, meaning you're winning the game. You're making more points.
Oh, you're totally right.
So that's how that works.
It's master right
here.
Right.
Sensei.
So, yep. This was also slow, if you remember, because I said it's there's not a lot of points here. So this isn't the focus of the game. It's also on the loser line. It was okay since white responded, but white didn't have to respond. White could have ignored it.
Could
have. I might take my stuff.
Okay. And then this was really slow. So like there was a lot of slow moves being played, which gave white the huge advantage. White should have won this game. But shenanigans happened. Shenanigans happened.
Really, that move was everything. The move I did that you have to see is everything.
This I always say, just watch your liberties. When anybody touches you, you should always watch your liberties and strength.
How embarrassing.
Someone touches you.
Embarrassing. That's when I realized I'm playing Go.
Yeah.
And then I really went hard. I haven't played it in a very long time.
2 cutting points. It was great to defend them.
You did great there as well.
Some moves are really good, and some moves are just awful. I hate.
And then you cut in. Then you cut in.
I had my head in
Then it's time for invasion, and I did not handle it correctly.
So for invasion wise, I think this is the better move. If white tries to take your corner here, you can play pretty far and try and make eye space. I still think it's difficult for black actually to make eye space, but it's easier for white to make mistakes here if black played here compared to here. Because this is very simple. I think playing here, black has almost no chance of making eyes now. It sounds
really,
crazy.
No chance? I thought you said that they had super chance.
No. When white played here, now black had a super chance.
It's because of my messed up play that he got chances. I gotcha.
Yeah, so try not to touch your opponent too early because it allows them to strengthen and then get better positions on you. But that didn't happen in the real game. In the real game, black played over here.
I done messed up.
So
I done messed up.
I think the main focus of this game was using the lines correctly. So like in the beginning of the game, this is not using the lines all that correctly, right? The lines of power. Okay. So you have the ground, which makes no points. The loser line, which makes 1 point at a time. The territory line, very easy to make territory, as black did. If you notice, all his moves were on the 3rd line, and he made territory very easily.
That's what I do.
Jerk.
And then the 4th line is the move or the line of power. It gives influence throughout the board. So you're making a lot of territory, but if black undercuts you, then you're making a lot of influence, which you can use for fighting for the rest of the board, which you did.
Yeah, you could.
So, like, my other idea would be to go to D4. Like, mirror, but stronger. Because he's so far into the mirror that I wouldn't want to go all the way to B3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would be okay?
This is like my favorite move on the 9x9 is using the 4-4 lines. So as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the 4-4 line. This is the 3-3 line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
This is my favorite, but once again, I just wanted to express that this isn't for making territory, because black can undercut you very easily, and now white can't kill black. So now black can do something else. But the idea is that when you play the 4/4 stone, you have influence. So now you can use that for all your fights.
Yeah.
Now black is in trouble on both sides.
Mirror.
So
like I would go mirror, but when they go all the way to the 3/3, I don't want to mirror that. That seems too slow for a mirror. You know what I mean?
no.
Like if you were to divide the board diagonal in half, people always mirror what you do on the other side.
Okay.
That's a common response to your plays. But when someone plays all the way on, like let's say someone started with D6, someone plays on F4.
They start on D6. This one?
And
like
let's say they go to C4, you go to F6. Yeah, exactly like that.
What's wrong with mirroring though?
No, that's great. But when someone plays on a 3/3, I feel like that's too slow to me.
This one?
So yeah, if you grabbed C3, I feel like that's too slow. Right now, a mirror would be C3.
All I can say is this. Yeah, right now.
It's up to you. It's up to you, I guess. Okay.
I guess the more games you play, I'll review them and you can let me know.
Okay.
Was my mirror slow?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people mirror, but they often don't mirror out on the 3/3.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I really don't.
I haven't played you play a lot more, so
a little bit more.
Just a tad.
I'll be champion someday. I'm gonna be Hokage.
I'm learning.
But okay, this review is super duper long, so I'm gonna end it.
My bad. Okay.
No worries.
This is Go Shenanigans.
Awesome. No. Thank you for your help.
Absolutely. I think I definitely learned something from this. Like,
learned a
obviously, I remembered a few your lessons from a long time ago.
Yeah.
A lot of those tidbits.
Yeah, and then in my 5th game, like, I'm remembering it on the spot, on camera, on the go
board.
So yeah, then I'm gonna improve.
No, it's great
For you guys.
Thank you.
All right, glad you guys have fun. Hopefully this review helps some people. I know it's very long, and I know there's a lot of shenanigans in it. So anyway, I'll end it here. So bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Peace out.